Lina stepped off the small shuttle and looked around at the town she would call home. It was quiet and simple, with red-roofed houses, narrow streets, and a green park in the center. People walked slowly, greeting each other with warm smiles. Lina felt a little nervous. She had come from far away, from a place no one here could ever imagine. Her heart beat fast as she held a small bag of belongings close to her chest. The town seemed friendly, but Lina knew she had to be careful. She could not reveal who she really was. Her glowing eyes, her sharp senses, her strength, and her mind were not like theirs. She had hidden her abilities on purpose, learning quickly to act normal, to smile, and to speak like everyone else. She wanted a life that was simple and peaceful. She wanted to belong. Her first day in school was quiet. She walked carefully through the hallways, keeping her head down. She noticed how different the other students were. They laughed loudly, talked about sports, and shared their favorite foods. Lina tried to join in, but her words felt slow and awkward. Every movement she made had to be controlled. She had to make sure no one saw her strength or her reflexes. At recess, she sat alone on a bench under a tree. She watched the children play. Some ran after a ball, some climbed on the jungle gym, and some chased each other around the grassy field. Lina smiled faintly. She wanted to run and play like them, but she feared what might happen if she lost control. Then, she noticed a small bird trapped in a metal cage near the playground. It flapped its wings frantically, and its cries were loud. Lina's heart ached for the bird. She stood up slowly, making sure no one noticed, and reached out her hand. Without touching the cage, the latch opened, and the bird flew free. A few children gasped, staring at her. Lina quickly smiled and walked away, pretending nothing had happened. Her best friend, Mia, had been watching her. Mia was curious and brave, and she never gave up when she wanted to know something. She ran after Lina. "How did you do that?" she asked, her eyes wide with amazement. Lina's stomach tightened. She knew Mia might discover her secret. She forced a smile and said, I just got lucky." But Mia was not convinced. She had seen the way Lina moved, how her eyes sometimes glowed in the shadows, and how she seemed to know what people were thinking. Mia wanted to be friends, and she was patient. "You don't have to hide from me," she said softly. Lina felt a small warmth in her heart. Maybe she could trust Mia. The days passed, and Lina learned more about the town. She visited the small market, walked by the river, and explored the nearby woods. She noticed children playing, animals running freely, and adults helping each other. The town was simple, but there was kindness everywhere. Lina wanted to be a part of it, but the fear of her secret being discovered was always in her mind. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned pink, Lina walked to the edge of the woods. She felt the cool breeze on her skin and listened to the birds singing their evening songs. Her mind wandered to her home planet, far away in the stars. She missed it sometimes, but she also loved learning about Earth. It was beautiful in a different way. Suddenly, she heard a rustling in the bushes. A small fox appeared, limping and frightened. It had a cut on its paw and could not move properly. Lina's heart went out to the animal. She knelt down carefully. The fox looked at her with wide, trusting eyes. Lina reached out her hand. The fox flinched at first but then allowed her to touch it. With a gentle thought, Lina eased the pain in the fox's paw. Slowly, the cut healed, and the fox stood up, amazed. It circled Lina once and then ran off into the woods, free again. Lina smiled, feeling a connection she had not felt in a long time. She realized she could help others, even if she had to hide her true self. The next day at school, Lina tried to act normal again. She laughed with Mia, answered questions in class, and even joined a game of tag. But the memory of the fox stayed in her mind. She wondered how many people could be helped if she revealed her powers. At the same time, she knew it could be dangerous. In the cafeteria, she sat quietly, eating her lunch. Some students whispered about the strange things they had seen yesterday. Lina felt their eyes on her, but she remained calm. She had practiced this for a long time. She knew how to hide, how to blend in, and how to make people think she was just like them. After lunch, a small boy dropped his backpack in the hall, and books scattered across the floor. Without thinking, Lina moved quickly and lifted the books into the boy's hands. He looked at her, amazed. "Thanks," he said. Lina nodded and smiled, pretending it was nothing. But deep inside, she knew her secret was slowly becoming harder to hide. That night, Lina sat by her window, looking at the stars. She felt a strange mix of hope and fear. Earth was beautiful, but it was also unpredictable. She wanted to belong, to be accepted, but she also wanted to protect her secret. She whispered softly, "I will be careful. I will stay hidden, for now." But Lina did not know that the town was already noticing her. The small acts of kindness, the strange events, and the unexplainable happenings were drawing attention. People were curious, and curiosity was hard to ignore. Lina realized that hiding might not be enough forever. As the moon rose high, casting silver light over the town, Lina made a silent promise. She would learn, adapt, and find a way to live among humans without fear. She would protect them, help them, and maybe, in time, show them who she really was. For now, though, she remained quiet, watching, and waiting for the right moment. The town slept peacefully, unaware that a stranger among them carried a secret that could change everything. Lina, the girl from the stars, had arrived. She tried to hide it, but the first signs of her alien abilities were already beginning to shine. The next morning, Lina woke up early. The sun had just begun to rise, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold. She stretched and took a deep breath. Today felt different. She could feel it in her chest, a strange energy that made her senses sharper. She was careful, though. She had learned to control it. No one could know what she really was. At school, the hallways were busy with students chatting and laughing. Lina walked quietly, keeping her head down. She noticed a group of children playing with a heavy box in the gym. The box was too heavy for them, and they struggled to move it. Lina's heart wanted to help, but she paused. She did not want anyone to see her strength. The box slipped from the hands of a boy named Tom and landed on the floor with a loud crash. Books and papers flew everywhere. The children stared at the box, frustrated. Lina stepped closer, feeling a pull in her hands. Without touching it, she lifted the box gently and set it aside. Everyone froze, staring at her with wide eyes. How did you do that?" Tom asked, his voice shaking. Lina's heart pounded. She forced a small smile. "I just knew where to place it," she said softly. But the children exchanged glances, their curiosity growing. During lunch, Lina sat with Mia. Mia had been watching her closely since yesterday. She leaned in and whispered, "Lina, I saw you. You did something amazing in the gym. You didn't just move the box. It felt like magic." Lina's eyes widened slightly, but she nodded. "I don't want anyone to know," she said quietly. "People might be afraid if they understand." Mia frowned, but she did not push further. She knew Lina was trying to protect herself. Instead, she smiled and said, "I like you for who you are. Secrets don't change that." Lina felt warmth in her chest. Maybe Mia was someone she could trust. After school, Lina decided to take a walk in the park. The air was fresh, and children were playing on the swings. She noticed a small dog trapped in a pond. Its paws were slipping, and it barked loudly, panicking. Lina ran toward it, her heart racing. She knelt by the water and reached out. The dog's fur shimmered slightly as she used her power to lift it safely onto the bank. The dog wagged its tail happily and ran back to its owner. A few people had seen the event, and whispers began to spread. Some thought it was luck, others suspected something unusual. Lina quickly walked away, pretending nothing had happened. But the feeling in her chest was different now. She realized that hiding her powers would be harder than she thought. That evening, Lina and Mia sat on a bench near the river. Mia asked, "Do you think there are others like you?" Lina shook her head slowly. "No, I am from a different world. I came here to learn about humans and live quietly. I did not want anyone to notice me." Mia listened carefully, her eyes wide with wonder. "Then why hide? Your powers, they can help people. You could do so much good," Mia said softly. Lina looked at the river, thinking. She wanted to help, but she feared the reaction of the town. What if people were scared? What if they tried to harm her? As the days passed, Lina noticed more strange events. A storm came suddenly, and lightning struck near the school. Without thinking, she used her power to shield the building and protect the students. People stared, amazed at what had happened. Teachers whispered to each other, and some students cheered, thinking it was a miracle. Lina smiled quietly. She had saved them, but now her secret was closer to being discovered. One afternoon, while walking through the woods, Lina heard a cry. A child had fallen into a deep hole. Lina ran quickly and reached the edge. She knelt, concentrating, and lifted the child gently out of the hole. The boy's mother ran to her, eyes filled with tears. "Thank you. How did you do that?" she asked. Lina nodded, keeping her calm. "Just a lucky moment," she said. But Mia had been following her, curious and brave as always. She ran up and asked, "Lina, can you tell me the truth? Are you, really from another world?" Lina's heart raced. She had tried so hard to hide it, but she looked at Mia and saw trust and kindness. She sighed and nodded. "Yes," Lina said quietly. "I am not from here. I am from a distant planet. I came to live among humans and learn about your world. I have powers that are different from yours, and that is why I have hidden myself." Mia's eyes widened, but she smiled. "That is amazing. You are amazing. I promise I won't tell anyone." Lina felt a wave of relief. She had feared rejection, but Mia accepted her without hesitation. Word of Lina's unusual abilities began to spread slowly. Some children noticed small things, a book moving on its own, her eyes glowing faintly at night, or the way animals trusted her instantly. Rumors began to circulate, but not everyone was afraid. Some were fascinated. Lina realized that her secret was becoming harder to keep. One night, Lina looked at the stars and thought about her home planet. She missed it, but she also felt a growing connection to Earth. Humans were different, but there was courage, kindness, and creativity in them. She felt that she could belong here if she found the right way to show who she truly was. But Lina also knew danger was near. From the edge of space, unknown forces were tracking her. She did not know when they would arrive, but she could sense them. Her instincts told her that revealing her secret might become necessary to protect the town she was starting to love. The next morning, she woke with determination. She could no longer hide completely. She would teach Mia about her powers, plan carefully, and maybe, one day, show the town that she was not a threat. Lina realized that keeping her secret was no longer just about protecting herself, it was about learning how to live among humans and gain their trust. As Lina walked to school, she felt a strange energy in the air. Something was about to change. She did not know what, but she could feel that her life was moving toward a new chapter. She would face it with courage, with the town at her side, and with the knowledge that even though she was different, she could make a real difference in the world. For the first time, Lina felt hope. Her secret was no longer a burden. She could use it to help, to inspire, and maybe, one day, to show humanity her true self. The morning sun cast warm light across the small town, and Lina walked along the cobblestone streets with Mia by her side. Ever since Lina had revealed a part of her secret to Mia, the two had grown closer. Lina felt comfort in her friend's trust, but she also knew that the town was beginning to notice her strange abilities. Rumors spread quickly, and whispers followed her wherever she went. At school, children watched her carefully. Some were curious, leaning over desks to see if she could move objects without touching them. Others whispered in small groups, exchanging ideas about what kind of powers she might have. Lina tried to focus on her lessons, but she felt their eyes on her constantly. She had to remain calm, or her secret could be revealed to everyone. During lunch, Lina and Mia sat in a quiet corner of the cafeteria. "Do you think they will be angry if they know the truth?" Lina asked softly. Mia shook her head. "Some might be scared at first, but others will understand. You are still the same Lina. You are kind, brave, and helpful. That matters more than what makes you different." Lina smiled faintly. Mia's words gave her courage, but deep down, she still worried. Later that day, a group of children ran past her, chasing a soccer ball. The ball rolled into the street, where cars were passing. Without thinking, Lina ran and stopped the ball with her hand before it could hit anyone. People nearby gasped, and a few adults came over. "How did you do that?" asked one woman. Lina smiled politely. "Just lucky," she said, hoping that would end the conversation. But the incident did not end quietly. Word spread through the town about Lina's strange abilities. Some people were amazed and told their friends, while others whispered about fear and uncertainty. The mayor of the town, Mr. Hall, heard the news and decided to call a meeting. He wanted to understand what was happening and decide if Lina's presence was safe for the town. Lina felt nervous when she heard about the meeting. She did not want to be seen as a threat, but she also knew she could not hide forever. Mia walked beside her as they went to the town hall. "I will be with you," Mia said firmly. "No one can harm you while I am here." Lina felt a small relief. She was not completely alone. At the town hall, people gathered in the large room. Chairs were filled, and the air buzzed with curiosity. Some looked at Lina with fear, while others stared with fascination. Mr. Hall stood at the front, clearing his throat. "We have noticed unusual events in our town," he said. "We must understand what is happening before it becomes a problem." Lina stepped forward cautiously. "I can explain," she said softly. Her voice was calm, but her heart raced. The room went silent. "I am not from here," she continued. "I am from another world. I have powers that are different from yours, but I mean no harm. I only want to live peacefully and help when I can." There was a long pause. People exchanged shocked glances. Some whispered excitedly, while others shook their heads in disbelief. A few children ran forward, curious and eager to see Lina up close. They wanted to touch the books she moved or see how she healed animals. Lina smiled gently and showed them how she could lift small objects with her mind. The children laughed and clapped, amazed. But not everyone was happy. Some adults were afraid. "What if she is dangerous?" one man asked. "We cannot allow strangers with powers among us. We must protect our town." Lina felt a pang of sadness. She understood their fear. Humans often feared what they did not understand. She took a deep breath and spoke again. "I promise I am not dangerous," she said. "I only want to help. I have healed animals, saved children, and protected people from accidents. I am not here to harm anyone." Slowly, The atmosphere in the room began to change. People listened to her words and saw her sincerity. Mr. Hall nodded thoughtfully. "We will watch carefully," he said. "But we must also consider Lina's kindness and the help she has given our town. Fear should not control our actions." The crowd murmured in agreement. Lina felt relief wash over her. Some people were beginning to accept her. After the meeting, Lina walked home with Mia. "It went well," Mia said, smiling. "Some people are scared, but many understand." "You are brave, Lina." Lina nodded, feeling a mix of relief and worry. She knew the real challenge was just beginning. People were curious now. They wanted to see more of her powers, and she had to be careful about what she revealed. That evening, Lina went to the woods to be alone. The trees swayed gently in the wind, and the river glimmered in the moonlight. She thought about her home planet and how different it was from Earth. Yet she felt connected to this place. Humans were flawed, but they had courage, curiosity, and kindness. She wanted to help them, even if it meant revealing more of her powers in the future. Suddenly, she heard a soft cry nearby. A rabbit had fallen into a deep hole and could not escape. Lina ran to help. She knelt carefully and lifted the rabbit with her mind, setting it gently on the ground. The animal looked up at her, then hopped away safely. Lina smiled. Each small act reminded her why she had come to this planet. The next day, rumors about Lina's abilities spread further. Children asked her questions, and some adults watched her from a distance. Lina realized that hiding was becoming harder and harder. She could sense that the town's curiosity was growing, and with curiosity came attention. She had to be careful, or her secret could lead to misunderstandings. Mia walked with her after school again. "People are talking," Mia said. "Some are afraid, but most are curious. They want to see the good you can do." Lina nodded. "I want to help, but I do not want to scare anyone. I have to find a way to show them that I am a friend, not a threat." As Lina prepared for bed that night, she looked out the window at the stars. She thought about the challenges ahead. People were beginning to know her secret, and she would have to navigate their reactions carefully. But she also felt hope. There were humans who could understand, who could accept her for who she was. Lina closed her eyes and made a silent promise to herself. She would stay strong, help the town whenever she could, and prove that being different was not something to fear. She had powers, yes, but she also had a heart full of kindness and courage. And she knew that if she could combine her strength with humanity's creativity and bravery, she could achieve amazing things. The town slept peacefully under the moonlight, unaware that their lives were slowly changing. Lina's secret was no longer hidden, but it had the potential to bring hope, courage, and a new understanding of what it meant to be human. Lina had arrived, and the town would never be the same again. The sun rose over the small town, casting long shadows across the streets. Lina walked with Mia, enjoying the quiet morning, but her mind was alert. Something felt different. A faint hum in the air caught her attention, and her instincts told her that danger was near. She tried to shake it off, thinking it was just her imagination. But as they reached the edge of the town, she saw a strange sight. A small, metallic object hovered in the sky. It glimmered in the sunlight and moved silently. Lina's heart skipped a beat. She recognized it immediately. "Mia, those are not from here," she whispered, pointing to the hovering object. Mia squinted. "What do you mean?" she asked. Lina took a deep breath. "They are trackers, from my planet. They are looking for me." Mia's eyes widened. "Are they dangerous?" she asked, gripping Lina's hand. Lina nodded slightly. "They can be. I do not know why they came, but I must protect this town. I will not let them harm anyone." Together, they ran toward the town center to warn the others. People had already begun to notice the strange objects in the sky. Some shouted and pointed, while others gathered in the streets, unsure of what was happening. Lina climbed onto a low wall and raised her voice. "Everyone, stay calm. These objects are not from Earth, but I can protect you. Please, listen to me." Some townspeople gasped, while others whispered nervously. A few children ran to their parents, frightened. Mia stood beside Lina, holding her hand firmly. "They will not hurt you if you follow Lina's instructions," Mia said confidently. Lina felt a surge of courage. She realized that she could not hide anymore. She had to act openly to save the town. Lina focused her mind on the hovering objects. They moved with intelligence, scanning the area. She raised her hand slightly, sending a wave of energy that pushed them back. They faltered, shifting direction but continuing to hover above the town. Lina realized that these trackers were more persistent than she expected. The mayor, Mr. Hall, arrived with a few adults. "What is happening?" he asked, his voice tense. Lina explained quickly. "They are from my world. I do not know their exact purpose, but they are looking for me. They can be dangerous if I do not stop them. I need your help to keep the town safe." The townspeople looked at each other nervously. Some were afraid, but others trusted Lina. "We will help," said a man named Daniel, a carpenter. "We may not have powers, but we can protect our families. Tell us what to do." Lina nodded gratefully. Together, they began to plan a defense. Lina guided the townspeople to set up simple barriers and distractions. They placed mirrors to reflect sunlight at the trackers, creating confusion. They used ropes and nets to block certain areas and moved children and pets to safer locations. Lina focused her energy, using it to reinforce their efforts and keep the objects at bay. The trackers adjusted their approach, but Lina anticipated their movements. She lifted heavy debris to create obstacles and used bursts of energy to push them back. The townspeople watched in awe, realizing that Lina's powers were incredible. Some of them felt fear, but most felt hope. They were not helpless, they were part of a team with Lina at the center. As the day progressed, the trackers became more aggressive. Lina's energy strained, but she refused to give up. She communicated silently with Mia, who coordinated the townspeople. Together, they worked as a team, each person playing a role. The children helped by guiding animals to safe areas, while adults reinforced barriers and moved supplies. At one point, a tracker broke through a barrier and moved closer to the town square. Lina raised her hands, focusing all her strength. She sent a wave of energy that pushed the object back into the sky. The townspeople cheered, but Lina knew it was not over. She could sense more trackers approaching from beyond the hills. Night began to fall, casting a purple glow over the town. Lina, exhausted but determined, called the townspeople together. "We have held them off for now," she said. "But they will return. We must be ready and stay calm. This town can survive if we work together." The townspeople looked at her with admiration. Fear had been replaced with trust. They saw that Lina was not a threat, but a protector. Her courage and intelligence had saved them, and they realized that even though she was different, she was one of them now. Mia stood beside Lina, holding her hand. "You are amazing," she said softly. "You saved everyone today. I am proud to be your friend." Lina smiled, feeling a wave of relief. For the first time, she felt truly accepted. She was not alone. Humans had proven their courage, and together they could face anything. Late that night, Lina sat by the river, looking at the reflection of the stars. The trackers had disappeared for now, retreating into the sky. Lina knew they would return, but she also knew that she had the town behind her. Humans could be unpredictable, but they were strong, clever, and brave. She felt a deep admiration for their spirit. She thought about the challenges ahead. The trackers were persistent, but Lina had learned something important today. She had learned that she did not have to face danger alone. Humanity was not weak, they were capable of great courage and creativity. Together, they could overcome obstacles that seemed impossible. Lina made a silent promise to herself. She would continue to protect the town, no matter what. She would teach them about her powers slowly, guiding them to understand that she meant no harm. She would use her abilities to help, not just for herself, but for the people who had begun to trust her. As she walked back to her home, she noticed the first signs of dawn. The sky turned orange and pink, signaling a new day. Lina felt hope in her heart. The town had faced the unexpected threat and survived. She had seen courage and determination in humans, and it gave her confidence. The small town had changed today. Its people had learned that differences could be strengths, and that courage could come from unexpected places. Lina knew that challenges were not over, but she also knew that she had found a place where she could belong. The trackers were far away, but she was ready for whatever came next. Lina climbed into bed, tired but satisfied. She closed her eyes, thinking about the day's events. The town had accepted her in part, and she had learned that humanity had qualities worth admiring. She drifted to sleep, ready for the new challenges that tomorrow would bring. The sky above the town was calm, but beyond the stars, the trackers waited. They would return, but Lina was not afraid. She had allies, she had courage, and she had the strength to protect her new home. Humanity had proven its bravery, and together, they could face anything. The morning sun spilled golden light over the small town, and Lina walked through the streets with a sense of purpose. After yesterday's encounter with the trackers, she knew that their return was inevitable. This time, she would not face them alone. The townspeople had begun to understand her abilities, and she trusted that together, they could defend their home. Mia ran up beside her, smiling. "People are ready to help, Lina. They are not afraid anymore. They trust you." Lina nodded, feeling warmth in her chest. She had spent weeks hiding her powers, fearing fear and rejection. Now, she realized that humans could rise to challenges with courage, determination, and creativity. Today, she would show that their combined strength could be extraordinary. Lina called a meeting at the town square. People gathered quickly, eager to know her plan. Children, adults, and even the mayor, Mr. Hall, were present. "The trackers will return," Lina began, her voice calm but firm. "They are persistent, and they will not leave easily. But if we work together, we can protect this town and keep everyone safe." Some people looked nervous, but Lina's eyes met theirs with confidence. "We all have something we can do," she continued. "You may not have powers like mine, but your minds, your courage, and your teamwork are just as important. Together, we are stronger than any threat." Daniel, the carpenter, stepped forward. "Tell us what to do, Lina. We will follow your lead." Other adults nodded in agreement, and even the children listened attentively. Lina felt hope. Humanity had always impressed her, but now she was seeing their bravery firsthand. The first step was to set up defenses. Lina directed the townspeople to use what they had available: benches, ropes, nets, and mirrors. They created obstacles along the streets and guided animals and children to safe areas. Lina used her powers to strengthen the barriers and push the trackers back when they approached. As the day progressed, the trackers appeared in the sky again. They hovered silently, scanning the town, searching for Lina. This time, however, they were met with more than just her energy. The townspeople stood firm. They worked as a team, following Lina's instructions and helping each other. Their courage gave Lina strength, and she felt a bond growing between her and the people she had once only observed. The trackers tried to break through, but Lina and the townspeople were prepared. She lifted heavy objects to block their path, while humans distracted the trackers with mirrors reflecting sunlight. Children guided animals to safe zones, and adults reinforced the barriers. Lina's energy combined with human ingenuity created a powerful defense that the trackers could not easily penetrate. At one point, a tracker broke through a weak point in the barrier. Lina focused all her power and created a wave of energy that pushed the object back. The townspeople cheered, inspired by her bravery and determination. Lina realized that humans could do incredible things when guided and united. Fear had been replaced with courage, and teamwork had become their greatest strength. Even the mayor, who had initially been cautious, joined in actively. He directed people to move supplies and secure areas, showing leadership and quick thinking. Lina smiled, recognizing the qualities that made humans remarkable. They may have been ordinary in appearance, but inside, they carried intelligence, bravery, and a willingness to protect each other. By afternoon, the trackers adjusted their approach, circling the town carefully. Lina's energy shield strained under their persistence, but she did not falter. Mia ran to her side, holding her hand. "You are not alone, Lina," she said. "We are with you. Humanity stands together, and nothing can break us if we trust each other." Lina nodded, feeling renewed strength. She realized that the trackers underestimated humans. They may have powerful technology, but humans had resilience, creativity, and the courage to act in moments of danger. Lina combined her energy with the townspeople's efforts, creating a defense that was clever, unpredictable, and powerful. As evening approached, the trackers grew frustrated. They tried repeatedly to reach Lina, but every attempt was met with resistance. Humans had learned to anticipate their movements, working together with Lina to outsmart them. Lina marveled at their ingenuity. They were ordinary people, yet in moments of crisis, they displayed extraordinary skill. Finally, after hours of persistence, the trackers began to retreat. They hovered briefly, observing the united town, and then slowly disappeared into the sky. The townspeople erupted into cheers, hugging each other and celebrating their victory. Lina stood quietly, feeling pride and gratitude. Humans had faced an alien threat and stood strong. Their bravery had made the impossible possible. The mayor stepped forward and placed a hand on Lina's shoulder. "You have shown us something important," he said. "Being different is not a weakness. It can be a strength when used for good. We have learned courage, unity, and trust from you today. This town is stronger because of it." Lina smiled, touched by his words. She realized that humans were capable of greatness, and she felt honored to be a part of their story. Mia ran up, her face glowing with excitement. "We did it. We really did it," she said. Lina laughed softly. "We did it together. Humans and I, side by side." The night air was calm, and the stars shone brightly above the town. Lina looked up, feeling a connection not only to her home planet but also to Earth and its people. That night, Lina sat by the river, reflecting on the day. The town had come together, not because of fear, but because of trust, courage, and willingness to act. She realized that her journey on Earth was not just about hiding or surviving. It was about learning from humans, sharing her abilities, and helping them discover the best parts of themselves. She thought about the coming days. The trackers might return, but she now knew that the town would stand with her. Humans had proven their bravery, and Lina had seen firsthand what could be accomplished when people worked together. She felt a deep admiration for their resilience, creativity, and determination. For the first time since arriving, Lina felt truly at home. She had come to Earth to hide, to learn, and to survive. But now, she understood that being different did not mean being alone. Humanity had shown her courage, trust, and unity. Together, they could face challenges that no one could overcome alone. Lina made a silent promise. She would continue to guide, protect, and inspire. She would teach the townspeople about her abilities gradually, helping them understand that she was a friend, not a threat. And she would stand by them in times of danger, proving that courage and unity could triumph over fear and uncertainty. The town slept peacefully that night, unaware of the strength they had discovered within themselves. Lina, the girl from the stars, had taught them an important lesson: differences could be powerful, courage could inspire, and humans, when united, could face anything. Humanity had shown its best qualities, and Lina knew that together, they were unstoppable. The town awoke to a quiet morning, but Lina could sense the tension in the air. Her instincts told her the trackers were returning. This time, they would not retreat easily. She had trained, prepared, and worked with the townspeople, but the coming battle would test everything they had learned together. Lina took a deep breath, feeling the familiar hum of her powers and the trust of the humans around her. Mia ran up, her face serious but determined. "Lina, they are coming," she said. Lina nodded. "I know. Today we stand together, and we will protect our town." The two of them walked through the streets, checking the barriers and ensuring the townspeople were ready. Children and adults alike were focused, knowing that this was the moment their courage and teamwork would be tested. Soon, the trackers appeared in the sky. They were larger than before, their metallic bodies glinting in the sunlight. They hovered with precision, scanning the town for Lina. People held their ground, ready to follow her instructions. Lina stepped forward, feeling a surge of determination. She would not let fear control the town. She would show them that humanity, when united, could overcome any threat. "Everyone, stay calm," Lina called. "Follow the plan. Use your strength, your minds, and trust each other. We can do this together." The townspeople nodded, some holding ropes, others ready with mirrors, nets, or heavy objects. Lina felt pride swell in her chest. Humanity had risen to the challenge, and she knew they could succeed. The trackers advanced, moving with intelligence and speed. Lina raised her hands, focusing her energy to create a protective shield around the town. She could feel their technology pressing against her powers, but she held firm. The humans followed her lead, placing obstacles and using clever tactics to confuse the trackers. Lina marveled at their determination. They were ordinary people, yet they acted with bravery and precision. The first tracker tried to break through the barrier. Lina concentrated, sending a wave of energy that pushed it back. The townspeople cheered, inspired by her strength, but they did not stop working. They reinforced barriers, adjusted their positions, and prepared for the next attack. Lina realized that this was more than a fight, it was a demonstration of humanity's courage, intelligence, and teamwork. Another tracker descended rapidly, aiming for the town square. Lina focused all her energy, lifting heavy objects to block its path. At the same time, the townspeople used mirrors to reflect sunlight directly at it, confusing its sensors. The tracker faltered, its movements unpredictable. Lina smiled faintly. Humans may not have powers like hers, but their creativity and courage made them formidable allies. Mia guided a group of children to safe locations while encouraging them to stay calm. The children watched in awe as Lina and the adults defended the town. They learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Lina felt hope in her heart. Humanity had proven that they were capable of greatness. The battle continued, with trackers pressing harder and Lina using every ounce of her strength. She lifted heavy debris, sent energy waves to push the machines back, and shielded humans from harm. The townspeople worked tirelessly, coordinating with her and each other. Every person had a role, and together they created a defense that was clever, adaptable, and powerful. At one point, a tracker broke through a weak point near the river. Lina acted quickly, raising her hands and sending a concentrated burst of energy that disabled the machine. The townspeople cheered, their courage growing stronger with each success. Lina realized that humans were not just surviving, they were learning, adapting, and becoming heroes in their own right. The trackers grew frustrated. They had underestimated the combination of Lina's powers and human ingenuity. One by one, they attempted to attack, only to be met with resistance from the town. Lina guided the townspeople, directing their actions and reinforcing their barriers. The humans responded with intelligence and bravery, showing a unity that the trackers could not predict. Finally, the last tracker attempted a direct strike at the town center. Lina focused all her energy, creating a massive shield that protected the people. At the same time, the townspeople used ropes, nets, and mirrors to confuse and immobilize it. Lina combined her strength with their efforts, and the tracker was finally disabled, falling harmlessly to the ground. A cheer erupted across the town. The trackers had been defeated. Lina lowered her hands, exhausted but filled with pride. She looked at the townspeople, who had stood together, acted bravely, and shown that even ordinary humans could achieve extraordinary things when united. Mia ran to her, smiling brightly. "We did it, Lina. We really did it." Lina smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. "We did it together," she said. "Humans and I, side by side. Today we have proven that courage, intelligence, and unity can overcome any challenge." The mayor, Mr. Hall, stepped forward, placing a hand on Lina's shoulder. "You have shown us something important," he said. "Being different is not a weakness. It can be a strength when used for good. We have learned courage, unity, and trust from you today. This town is stronger because of it." The townspeople gathered around, celebrating their victory. Children laughed and hugged each other, adults exchanged smiles, and the entire town felt a renewed sense of hope. Lina looked up at the sky, feeling a connection not only to her home planet but also to Earth and its people. She realized that her journey on this planet was no longer just about hiding, it was about sharing her strengths and learning from humans in return. That night, Lina sat by the river, reflecting on the events of the day. The trackers were gone, and the town was safe. She felt gratitude and pride in humanity. They had faced an alien threat and emerged victorious. She had seen their courage, intelligence, and determination firsthand. Humans were capable of greatness, and together, they could achieve anything. Lina made a silent promise. She would continue to protect the town, guide the humans in understanding her powers, and help them discover their own strength. She had come to Earth to hide, but now she realized that being different did not mean being alone. Humanity had shown her courage, unity, and the power of teamwork. As she closed her eyes and looked at the stars, Lina felt hope for the future. The town had faced the impossible and survived. She knew challenges would come again, but she also knew that humans, with their bravery and creativity, could rise to any occasion. Lina, the girl from the stars, had found a home among them. She had shown them her powers, but they had shown her the best of humanity in return. The town slept peacefully that night, unaware of the lessons they had learned about courage, unity, and trust. Lina had taught them that being different could be a strength, and humanity had shown her that bravery and creativity could overcome any obstacle. Together, they had faced the final confrontation and emerged victorious. The future was bright, and Lina knew that humanity and she could face whatever challenges lay ahead. The town awoke to a bright morning, the sky painted with shades of orange and gold. Lina walked through the streets with Mia by her side. Today was different. The danger of the trackers had passed, and the town had seen what courage and unity could achieve. People greeted Lina with smiles and nods, their fear replaced by trust and admiration. She felt a sense of belonging that she had never experienced before. Children ran up to her, excited and curious. "Can you show us how you lifted the big box yesterday?" one of them asked. Lina laughed softly. "Not today," she said gently, "but I can teach you something even more important. How to be brave, help each other, and work together." The children listened eagerly, their eyes wide with wonder. Mia squeezed Lina's hand. "Everyone looks up to you now," she said. Lina smiled, feeling warmth in her chest. "I only helped when I had to. The real heroes are the people of this town. Today, you all showed what humanity can do when it works together." The mayor, Mr. Hall, gathered the townspeople in the town square. "We have faced an extraordinary challenge," he said, his voice carrying across the crowd. "Lina came to our town as a stranger, different from us in ways we could hardly imagine. Yet she showed us that courage, kindness, and wisdom are more powerful than fear. Today, we celebrate not just Lina, but all of us. We are stronger together." The crowd erupted in cheers. Adults hugged each other, children laughed and ran around, and the town felt alive with pride. Lina stood quietly, watching them, feeling a deep connection to this place. She realized that her journey had been about more than hiding her secret. It had been about teaching humans and learning from them that bravery, unity, and trust could overcome any challenge. After the celebration, Lina walked with Mia to the edge of the woods. The trees swayed gently in the breeze, and the river shimmered under the sun. Lina felt peace for the first time since arriving on Earth. "I never thought I could feel at home here," she said softly. "But now I know that it is not just about where I come from. It is about the people I am with and the bonds we share." Mia smiled. "You belong here, Lina. You always have. And we will always stand with you, no matter what comes next." Lina felt a small tear of joy in her eye. She had come to hide, to protect herself, and to learn about humans. Instead, she had discovered friendship, trust, and the courage of ordinary people who had risen to extraordinary challenges. That evening, Lina visited the park, where children played and families gathered. She noticed small acts of kindness everywhere, people helping each other, sharing food, and laughing together. Lina realized that these simple acts were the foundation of humanity's strength. Courage was not only about facing danger, it was also about showing compassion, helping others, and believing in what was right. Suddenly, a small fox appeared near the riverbank. It looked up at Lina and ran to her, trusting her completely. She knelt down and smiled, feeling the connection between humans, animals, and her alien abilities. She used a gentle thought to ease a small scratch on the fox's paw. The animal bounded away happily, reminding Lina of the many lives she had touched in the town. The townspeople had begun to notice that Lina's powers were not a threat but a blessing. Farmers watched her heal sick animals, children marveled at her clever solutions to problems, and adults appreciated her guidance in times of danger. Lina understood that being different was not something to hide, but something that could bring hope, courage, and positive change. That night, the town gathered for a celebration of unity and bravery. Lanterns lit the streets, music filled the air, and people shared stories of what had happened during the tracker attacks. Lina stood at the center, humbly receiving gratitude and respect. She realized that she had finally become part of this community, not as a stranger, not as someone to fear, but as a hero among humans. Mia stood beside her, holding a lantern. "Look at them, Lina," she said. "They are proud, happy, and stronger because of you. You have shown them what courage looks like." Lina looked at the faces around her, seeing smiles, laughter, and admiration. She felt pride, but also gratitude. Humanity had taught her that trust, bravery, and kindness could overcome fear and make ordinary people extraordinary. Lina addressed the crowd. "I did not come here to show off my powers," she said softly. "I came to learn, to live quietly, and to protect when I had to. But you have shown me something greater than I imagined. Humans are courageous, smart, and full of kindness. Today, you all proved that together, nothing is impossible. I am honored to be part of this town, and I promise to continue protecting it and helping whenever I can." The townspeople cheered again, celebrating not just Lina's powers, but the courage, creativity, and unity that they had all demonstrated. The trackers, far away in the sky, would not return for now. Lina knew they might come again, but she was confident. Humanity had proven its strength, and together they could face any challenge. As the night grew calm, Lina and Mia walked to the riverbank, watching the stars reflect on the water. Lina felt hope and peace. She had arrived as a stranger with a secret, but now she belonged. She had learned about humans, and they had learned about her. Together, they had faced danger and discovered that courage, trust, and unity could overcome any obstacle. "Do you think they will ever forget today?" Mia asked softly. Lina smiled. "No. Today, humanity proved its best qualities. They learned that being different is not a weakness, and I learned that humans are capable of incredible courage and kindness. This town will remember it, and I will too." Lina looked at the sky, thinking of her home planet. She missed it sometimes, but she realized that home was not just a place, it was people, friendship, trust, and shared courage. She had found a new home here, among humans who had risen to extraordinary challenges and proven that they were capable of greatness. The town slept peacefully, safe under Lina's watchful care. Humans had shown that they could face fear, unite, and act with bravery and intelligence. Lina had taught them about her abilities, but they had taught her about the power of trust, courage, and compassion. Together, they had created a story of hope, unity, and human strength. Lina whispered softly to the night sky, "I tried to hide my secret, but now everyone knows. And that is a good thing. Humanity has shown me its best side, and I will always stand with them." Mia squeezed her hand, smiling, and Lina felt complete. She had arrived as an alien with a secret, but she had become a hero, a friend, and a part of something greater than herself. The stars shone brightly above the town, and Lina looked at them with a sense of belonging and pride. She knew that challenges might come again, but she also knew that humanity, when united and courageous, could face anything. She had learned from humans, helped them, and been accepted in return. Lina had hidden her secret once, but now it shone as a symbol of hope, courage, and unity. The town would never be the same, and neither would Lina. She had come to hide, but she had stayed to inspire. Humanity had proven its strength, and Lina had proven hers. Together, they had created a new story, a story of trust, bravery, and the power of working together. And in that story, Lina had found her home.